Sony has already faced so much backlash when it's come to Fairgames. It's an upcoming live service title that they seemingly thought was going to be another mega hit for them, but it's probably going to be a disaster of Concord-sized proportions. But now we're finding out that it has internally been delayed until 2026. I have a few different things to show off, but before I get into the topic, if you enjoy the content I create, check out the links in the description, join the community in my live streams, and consider supporting through Patreon or YouTube memberships. Now, just because they've had some really big live service fails in the past doesn't mean that all live service titles they're going to put out in the future are going to be disasters, but Sony doesn't have a very good track record at the moment. They've had one mega successful live service title, and that was Helldivers 2, and that game's already dead, let's be honest, but they have had failure after failure with games like Concord. We know that they had just canceled several of these projects, but Fairgames is an upcoming title that they were seemingly banking on, though, according to reports, it has reportedly slipped. So this is a Video Games Chronicle article. It says Fairgames, the PS5 live service game from Sony and Haven Studios, has reportedly slipped into next year. So that's according to Giant Bomb journalist Jeff Grubb, the man who loves to steal people's scoops and write them off as his own, who claimed in a podcast this week that the co-op heist shooter, first announced nearly 2 years ago, has been internally delayed into 2026. Now, this could be for a plethora of reasons. It could be because they are feeling the sting from all of these recent live service fails. It could be that they really decided that the market is shifting and they want to change gameplay, or they want to add new characters. Maybe they want to expand more because they saw the minimal offerings they gave with Concord was not enough to keep people around or get people interested, or maybe they are just worried because there has already been so much backlash. So announced in 2023 and with no release window, Fairgames is described by its creators as a fresh, modern take on the heist genre. Now, I am somebody who, of course, loves heist video games. I loved heist movies and TV shows. It's good content when it's done right, but unfortunately, this is just another genre that feels very overused at this point. Again, they say that they want to give you this fresh modern take on the genre, so maybe it could be good, but I don't have a lot of high hopes. The PS5 and PC game is the debut title from Haven Studios, the Canadian firm, which was co-founded by the Assassin's Creed co-creator Jade Raymond, which was acquired by Sony Interactive Entertainment in 2022. The creative director said, in a nutshell, this is a thrilling competitive heist game where you can join an underground movement to rob the ultra-rich and rebalance the scale. Yeah, guys, I love being able to eat the rich and stick it to the man, and I want to rebalance the scales. Not that this is a terrible idea if done well, it just seems that it's very modern day activism, at least in my opinion, and clearly many other people's, because the initial teaser that they had put out was brutally ratioed. It is sitting at 429,000 views on the official PlayStation channel upload with 4.2k likes and 54,000 dislikes. Now, one major problem I have when companies do this is they are showing us a movie, okay? I am not buying a movie. I am buying a video game, so I want to see gameplay. I want to see the different characters. I want to see the contents I will be spending $70 on. Now, sure, maybe it's not cooked enough. They need more time because they had only announced it a couple of years ago and they didn't even give a release date, so it was far away. But if you are not ready to show gameplay, you should not be showing off a game at all. It's like with Knights of the Old Republic. They showed off the remake teaser several years ago now. We've got nothing on it. As far as we're aware, that is in development hell. Same with like Elder Scrolls 6. While I'm sure that's not really in dev hell because they're throwing billions and billions of dollars into it, ultimately, we saw that mountain with the logo 7 years ago. That's a long time to wait, and that's just with a cinematic teaser. I get Then again, they need investors and they need to show that they're doing something, but giving me part of a movie doesn't really get me excited. And again, this premise just seems very, oh, we're making a game for a modern audience. Oh, we're gonna fake it till we make it and we're gonna eat the rich. Like, okay, congratulations. Now show me the gameplay. And people were not very amused with this. Eat the rich, everyone, says the giant corporation. Also, buy our overpriced battle pass and microtransactions. Sony is not looking for a game of the year. Sony is looking to break the 12-day record. You can actually feel Sony sweating nervously through the screen. Concord, prepare for trouble. Fairgames and make it double. Eat the rich, $800 console without disk drive by default. That is so crazy to me that they decided to do that and then thought, let's make a game where our characters wreck the rich. Okay, Sony, a little bit out of touch there. IGN, that's a solid 7 out of 10 like Concord. Hey, IGN also said that Avowed was a 7 out of 10 recently, so yeah, they don't really know how to rate games. Please, guys, do not hate on this as much. I really want them to finish it and see Concord 2.0. Maybe they will break their own speedrun record in flops. You sure you want to go through this with After Concord, Sony? IGN's definitely gonna rate this a 7 out of 10. The irony of a live service game based on eating the rich is levels of irony even I can't comprehend, and I'm fueled by it. It just seems so uninspired and it really doesn't look all that good. Now, again, maybe when it comes out, it will be absolutely fantastic, but according to these reports, it is not going very well. And we're hearing this after weeks of major restructuring news and general chaos for Sony. Of course, the PlayStation Network being down for 24 hours infuriated gamers. We know Herman Hulst was outed as a co-CEO. He is still with the company, but he's not a co-CEO anymore. And PlayStation had just canceled several live service games. They canceled 2 unannounced live service titles, and we don't know exactly what they were, but one of them was rumored to be a God of War title. I don't know who would have ever asked for a live service God of War title, but apparently Sony thought that that was a really good idea, and this is all according to Jason Schreier. So it just seems like Sony right now is delaying projects, canceling projects, trying to figure out where to go from here. And Fairgames might not even come out at this point, let's be honest. I'm sure that they've already dumped a lot of money into it and put a lot of time into it. Again, they acquired Haven Studios specifically for this game. The same thing happened with Firewalk Studios in Concord and even other companies like Bandai Namco buying Reflector Entertainment for Unknown Nine Awakening. They constantly think that these are going to be the next big IPs on the market, and well, they come out and they flop very quickly. Maybe Fairgames will be different, but things are not looking good, and it looks like Fairgames, the upcoming modern audience shooter, is already becoming a disaster for Sony. But that's all that I really had to discuss in this video. Let everyone know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this, give it a like, and if you didn't, give it a dislike. I appreciate your support either way, but I'll talk to you all again in the next video really soon.